We are live. Hey, hi everybody, and welcome to Rising Above the Average. And as I always say, this is not a monologue, it's a dialogue. Let me start with that. But anyway, let's do some housekeeping. My name is Alunda Silva, and what do? I help female entrepreneurs turn their passion into a business. And if you want to know more about that, jump into my DM and let's have a conversation. But anyway, before we jump into all the juicy stuff that we have, hey, look, it's another live, and I'm so happy to have you here with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging with me. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for everything. Right? I do these live videos every Saturday at this time, and I call them Rising Above the Average because basically this is the time where we spend time together and we talk about strategies and things we can do, mindset changes, and actual physical actions that we could implement in our life in order to move the needle and improve our lives as well as our businesses, right? Which is very important because my goal this year is to be able to empower 500 female in their business, helping them to become financially independent, because that's important to me. I actually believe that when women can completely manage, handle, and be financially independent, that more people will benefit from it, because women are so and of course this is a gross generalization, right, so generous and so on, that I know that when they're able to handle their finances, when they're able to turn what they love into a business, into a profitable business, let me say that, and I know that the world will be a better place. My goal this year, which is, I'm saying this year, we're close to the end of 2021, but 2022 is to be able to empower 500 female, not only start their business, but scale it to 5 figures a month, every single month. And this is possible, doing what they love. They don't have to sacrifice what they love, but they can do what they love and make that happen. Well, welcome again. We are live and I'm so excited. And today, as always, I have something juicy. Just get ready. Something juicy to share with you. And hopefully it is going to help you move the needle, improve in your life. And remember that this is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. So make sure you tell me what you think about this. You know, when you have any aha moment, or if you hear anything, even if it's just one word that I say that went home to you, let me know in the comments, right? Or just DM me and let me know, and let's have a conversation, right? So today we're still talking about, you know, how to set yourself up for 2022, because we are right in the corner, get into 2022 now. And I thought I'm going to start this series. I'm going to do it throughout the month of December, just to kind of give you different tips and nuggets that will help you set yourself up for 2022. Because I actually believe that if you start your year right, you'll be able to achieve your goals and have more success, right? The earlier you start, the faster you can get to your success. But the earlier you start on the right path, right, the earlier you can even get to success even faster. So on this today, we're going to talk about how to set yourself up for success, right? Part 4, 5 things you should do in 2022. And I've always said that the best time to prepare for the year is before the year. So the moment I share this, start doing them right now. 5 things you should do in 2022. If you really want 2022 to be the best year ever, and it is possible, of course it is, to be your best year ever, then listen up, right? But before we get into the whole juicy stuff and everything, look, I want to take time and appreciate every one of you. I want to say thank you. Thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for your love, your presence, your support. Thank you for everything. Whatever you've done, thank you. And most importantly, thank you for being here. All right. Thank you for taking the time to watch the videos, even if it's just a little part of the videos. Thank you for engaging, for responding. I'm really grateful. All right. We just want to acknowledge everybody and throw in the magic question that we have every single week, which is, what have you learned this week? Yeah. I know by this time some of you are like, oh my God, she's boring me to death. I'm sorry, but that's how we're going to do it, right? Because I actually believe in continuous learning. If you don't learn anything, right, you wouldn't be able to grow that fast. That's what I believe. I believe that anything that happens to you in your life, and you guys might have heard this again and again because I say this every single time. I believe in lifelong learning. I believe that every situation brings you an opportunity to learn and to grow. That's what I believe. And I just want us every week to look back, to take time and reflect on our week and be like, what have I learned this week? What has happened this week that I can learn from? And we're so quick to go like, no, nothing. It was the same. But if you really take one, if a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds to look through what has really, really happened this week. And apart from everything that happened externally, right? Whatever happened externally, what has happened within you? Access what has happened within you. Because many times we do have emotions and we don't really take time to decipher them, to look through them. What do these emotions mean? What messages are they bringing to me? Hi, Livy. My good friend Livy just joined us. So apart from, whenever I say that let's learn from whatever has happened, what have we learned this week? Apart from the physical things, at your work, at your job, in your family, with your children, whatever it is, what have you learned internally? What has happened to you internally that you can actually learn from, right? And while I wait for you guys, responses to pop in and everything, I want to tell you that this week I have learned a lot of things, but one major thing, right? And I shared this a couple of weeks ago, but I'm just this kind of person that I always share what I myself am going through or I'm living, right? I love to share from my own experience. Part of my own integrity, or I can when I share from other people's experience, I just make sure that it is real and it's not a fairy tale. So at this point in my life, I am learning to embrace the fact that I am a magnet that attracts what I want in my life, and at the same time, I'm also that same magnet that repels what I don't want in my life. That's where I am right now. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm accepting. That's what I'm embracing. That's what I'm becoming, right? The notion that I know that I'm a magnet to attract whatever I want in my life, what I want in my life. And I'm also that same magnet to repel what I don't want in my life. Those things that I don't desire in my life, I know that I repel them. Because a magnet can attract and can also repel. So that is what I learned this week, and that's what I've been learning this in this season in my life. So what have you guys been learning? What have you guys been learning? What have you learned this past week, or even in this season of your life? What are you learning? I truly believe, as I always say, that if you're able to learn from every circumstance, then you have truly succeeded. And even if even if it was defined as a failure, if you can learn from it, then you've won. That's what I believe. I believe that you don't fail when you learn from anything. So every single thing that happened in your life, learn from it. And I said, just like a side note here, just sharing a little bit about me. This week I just finished a 3-day mono cleanse that I was doing. And if you're here and you don't know what a mono cleanse is, a mono cleanse is a kind of detox where you eat a fruit or vegetable. So you eat the same thing the whole day. Right? For example, day 1 I did bananas and lettuce. Day 2 just bananas and lettuce the whole day. Day 2, I did steamed potatoes without oil, seasoning, nothing, just steamed potatoes in water, steamed potatoes with lettuce. And the 3rd day, I still did bananas and lettuce. So just eating just same fruit and vegetable the whole day, mono cleanse. So it just helps you to detox your liver, to clean your body, and really, you know, if you're struggling with weight and everything, just flushes everything up. And that's just a side note for you guys there who are like me and you're like, your health is number one. For me, my health is number one. And if you're the same, check out my page on Alun Da Silva Lifestyle. That's where I share everything I do about health and how to take care of your body, how to clean your liver, because your liver is the center of everything, right? And if you're struggling with weight, how you can shed those weight off without starving yourself. And if you're struggling with acne, I struggled with acne for so many years, and now it's kind of healing. So if you're struggling with that as well, I share the things that I do every single day that have helped me, and I'm on my healing journey at the moment, and the things that have helped me. So if you want to know more about how to take care of your health, right, you can follow my page on Alun Da Silva Lifestyle. But today, right here, right now, we are going to be talking about 5 things to do in 2022. Are you ready? Yes? Let's do it. Let's go. So Olivia just shared, and she said, I've learned how to take steps out of my comfort zone and learn to love. Ooh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? I don't know about you guys, but I am just the lovey-dovey kind of girl. I love love. I love everything that has to do with love and to be loving and everything. And of course, coming out of integrity. It's not just about trying to pretend and deceive people, but truly loving people and wanting the best for them. And Olivia, kudos to you. Oh my God, she is learning how to step out of her comfort zone and to learn to love no matter what. Okay, that no matter what, I added it, but yeah, to learn to love. And this is a message to all of us, right? Why don't we all learn to love today? Why don't we love? Why don't we all express just a little bit more love every single day? What would that do to us? What will that do to us if we decided to express just a little bit more of love every single day? Do you think that would change your life? Do you think that would change your relationship with your parents, with your spouse, with a significant other? Do you think that would change the relationship with your children? If we could all learn to just express our love a little bit more every single day, right? Wow, that was so beautiful. Went straight into my heart. Thank you, Olivia, for sharing that. So beautiful. So today we're talking about 5 things to do in 2022. Get your pen, get your paper, and sit your ass down, because we are getting into this thing right now. Right? 5 things to do. And here I wrote, for number 1, I wrote, have a conversation with yourself. So one thing I suggest you do in 2022 is to consciously block out time. I do this daily. Block out time to have a conversation with yourself. Right? It's so important for you to talk to yourself. And maybe you're like, wait, what? Talk to myself? I'm not crazy. Listen up. Why is it important to talk to yourself? I have come to understand, that many times we know everything and everybody. We know whatever is happening to Mr. A, Mrs. B, and everybody. But what we don't know is what is happening to us. The person we know the less is we ourselves and our inner person. What is happening to, what do we really want in our life? If I ask you what do you really want in your life at this point in your life, do you have an answer for it? Do you have a clear answer for it? If I ask you what do you really want in the next 1 year, in 2022, what would you really want to achieve, right? In your relationships, in your career, in your mindset, in your body, in your health, what do you really want to achieve? In your finances. If I ask you what do you really want to achieve in the next 3 years, do you know? In the next 5 years, what kind of life would you want to live? What kind of life would you want to create for your children, for your family? Do you know that? Do you have a clear picture, or are you on the path to designing that clear picture, right? Many of us, we don't know, right? And I was in the dark for many years. I didn't know what I wanted, right? And I think it's important for us to block our time to have a conversation with ourselves and to be honest with ourselves as per, what do I really want? What do I value in my life? And the $1 billion question is, who am I? Who am I on the inside? Do I like rice or beans, right? Do I like potatoes, steamed or fried? What do I really like? And to benchmark that with what would really serve me. Because many times when we say like, we go all feeling, okay, I like chips, but they're not really healthy and everything. But what really serves you, right? What are you going to do this year that will really serve you, right? It's the question of, I like potatoes, I like chips, but I know steamed potatoes are healthier. What do I want? Do I just want to satisfy my taste bud while decimating my body? Or I really want to live healthy and look good? What do I want? Right? And what serves me? So I would have, having the habit of having a daily conversation or weekly conversation, whatever works for you, just creating the habit of having a conversation with yourself. Having that time with yourself and having those conversations are really going to change your life. Conversations where you ask yourself, what do I want now? Okay, it's been 3 years in this relationship. What do I want now? Okay, it's been 4 years in this company. What do I want now? Oh, I've just started my business right now. What do I want now? What help do I need? Who can I reach out to? Who can help me? Right? It's been so and so X years in this house. What do I want now? Do I want a bigger house? Do I want to live in a different place? Okay, it's been so and so years in this country. What do I want now? Do I want to go to another country? And these are the times to ask yourself pertinent questions. Questions that only you can answer, and questions that open yourself up to yourself, that help you know who you truly are and what you desire in your life. Will you do it? This year, 2022, I invite you to have a conversation with yourself on a regular basis. Yes? So if you're just joining us here, we're talking about the 5 things to do in 2022. And the topic is how to set yourself up for 2022. And we are part 4 here. And we're talking about the 5 things to do in 2022. And I've just shared that in 2022, cultivate the habit of having a conversation with yourself, just yourself, where you ask yourself the questions, and you need to where you reevaluate your desires and what you want and what really serves you, because we change every single day. Right? What you wanted yesterday is not the same thing you want today. What you wanted last year, 2 years ago, a couple of months ago, might completely be different from what you want now. So that constant evaluation, what do I want now? Asking yourself that question, it's so important. And number 2, I wrote here, in 2022, you should learn to have the hard conversations. I have noticed that we human beings, we are so good at avoiding things, especially when it comes to hard, tough conversations in our relationships with our friends, not even talking about ourselves, right? Just right before this point, I was talking about having a conversation with yourself. It includes having a hard conversation with yourself, right? You've been in this relationship for 5 years and now you feel like, I don't see myself in this anymore. This is not the kind of life I want to live. Those are tough conversations, girl. You've been in this business for so long and you're like, no, I started this business because of money. Now it doesn't fulfill me anymore. I really want to do what I love. And you're like, oh my God, I've 5 years of my life. Am I going to let it go and everything? These are the tough conversations. And if you need someone to listen to you and to help you, DM me. I'll be very happy for us to talk about that, right? To have the tough conversation. And sometimes it's hard to have those conversations. And ask for help. If you need help having those tough conversations, ask for help. There's nothing wrong in asking for help. But 2022 is the year for you to learn to have those tough conversations. Have difficult conversations with you, with your friends, with your spouse, with a significant other, with your children. come out of the shell and the cocoon that we have all created around us because we're afraid to be hurt. Come out with love and being open to talk about those things that you've been sweeping under the carpet for so many years. This is the year to talk about them because you've got to bring them out to be able to release them. Did you get that? Right? These are kind of deep topics and I'm just giving you guys highlights here, right? But if anything ticks and pricks your attention and you want us to deep dive into it, DM me and let's take it from there. I'm very happy to give you even further steps and further tips on how you can implement this in your own particular situation, because we all have different situation, and I'm sharing this on the general scale for you to be able to implement it in your own particular situation. But if you feel like, look, Alun, I don't know how I can implement this in this particular situation, and you trust me, right? Let's have a conversation. DM me and let's take it from there. So I'm talking about having the difficult conversation, having the tough conversation this year. Decide that you're not going to sweep anything under the rug, that this year you're going to face things face to face. You're going to face them, not to destroy things, but to build things and to ameliorate relationships, either with other people around you or with yourself. Right? And this includes your colleagues, your partners, those that are working with you, right? It includes everything around you. Have the difficult conversations this year. It's very important. Point number 3, make time to be still. Make time to be still. And this is so important. And this might sound like hairy-fairy things, but have you ever had a situation where you either got drunk or you slept late and you had to wake up early next morning, and when you felt like hell when you woke up because you were so tired, your brain couldn't think and everything, and that is because you didn't have that time to really shut off and shut down. But what I'm talking about, having the time to be still, is different from just sleeping, but having the time to go within yourself. I believe that business, as Tony Robbins always says, is a spiritual game, right? Business is a spiritual game, absolutely. And for you to have clarity in your business, you've got to have clarity within yourself, right? And for me, what I do every single day is meditation. I do my meditation. So whatever helps you to be still, to go within and to get clarity, to tap into your inner creativity. Einstein calls it creativity. Whatever helps you to tap into your inner creativity, I encourage you to spend more time in that zone this year. So people call it the flow zone, however zone you want to call it, but whatever helps you to recharge, to be in a place where you recharge and you come out your best self, you should do more of that this year. I suggest you do more of that this year in 2022, because 2022 is the year where you are going to change your life for the better if you're willing to do what it takes. You can change your life for the better if you're willing to do what it takes, right? And that was point number 3. And if you're just joining us here, we're talking about 5 things to do in 2022 in order to set yourself up for success. And right now we're talking about point number 4. And my note I wrote, it's time to choose again. Oh, that's so juicy. Oh, you should clutch your pearls right now. It is time to choose again. Who said that a choice you made 5 years ago, you still have to be making the same choices? Who said that a choice you made, even a month ago, you still have to keep it? It is time to reevaluate your choices and to choose again. It is time to choose again. Choose with love, right? Choose with love. I'm not saying you should destroy anything or you should hurt anybody, but choose with love and choose again. It is time to choose again, right? The things that you chose back then, maybe they don't serve you anymore. Maybe that's not what you want anymore. The career you had is not what you want. The business you started is not what you want. Or the way and how you're running your business right now, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't bring in the revenue that you are looking for. Why don't you choose again? Why don't you reevaluate again? Why don't you look through your business again to identify the cracks and how you can patch them back? Why don't you reevaluate again and choose again this year? Why don't you have this way of constantly choosing again, constantly getting better and ameliorating, and getting better every single time? Why don't you choose again? Maybe the decisions that you made a long time ago and you've never, gone back to reevaluate them. 2022 is a time for you to choose again. And I invite you to choose again. Choose again. Make a new decision. Start afresh. Right? Start afresh. If whatever you say you're going to do and it doesn't serve you anymore, doesn't fulfill you anymore, look into it and ask yourself, how can I make this better? How can I take it to the next level? Start again. Start afresh on a new foundation. Or on a foundation that you've already built. You go to the next level. Right? Amazing. And point number 5 here, I wrote, what have I actually achieved? Growth. In terms of growth and contribution. Like asking yourself consistently throughout 2022. You don't have to wait until December or the end of 2022 to ask yourself this question. But putting it in your daily practice of asking yourself, what have I actually achieved right now in terms of growth and contribution at any point during your year and moving forward? Right? Having this constant check-ins with yourself. What have I achieved, right? In terms of growth and contribution. How do I want to impact my community in terms of contribution? How do I want to impact myself in terms of growth? The people around me, the people that I love, my family, my mom, my dad, my siblings, my children, my spouse. How do I want to impact them positively? My co-workers, my partners, my neighbors, right? My landlady, if you do have one. How do I want to impact my trainer, my coach, or coaches? Some people do have a lot more than one coach. How do I want to impact the people that mean the most in my life? How do I want to contribute to them, right? What have I achieved in terms of growth and contribution? And you can do that like every week or every month and ask yourself, or you can do quarterly check-ins, right? Every 3 months and ask yourself, what have I achieved right now in terms of growth and contribution? Now, I believe that when you have these constant check-ins, right, they're just like compasses that will lead you to where you want to go. So that you don't wake up one day and you be like, where am I? How come it feels and looks like I've lost my way? Have you ever felt that? I have felt that. I have woke up one day and be like, I'm not myself. I've lost myself. I've lost my way. And I believe that many of us do go through this. But when you have this constant check-ins with yourself, right? You make sure that you constantly recalibrate yourself to where you want to go, to the direction that you want to go. So today we talked about a lot of abstract things, but I actually believe that when you get the inner things right, the outward things are going to fall in place. That's what I believe. And one thing before I summarize and we kind of hop off here is, remember that the pain is the propellant. I wrote the pain is the propellant, which means that don't take your pain for granted. Whatever pain you've been through, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, don't take it for granted. Know that the pain is the door to something greater, and it is your propellant. It is that fuel. You can use the pain to be your fuel to getting something better. So don't underestimate your pain. Don't take it for granted. Take it, use it, and make the best out of it to become the badass that you are supposed to be, to become your best self. So just in case you've just joined us here or you're just watching this part right now, I'm just going to sum up what we talk about today real quick. We talk about 5 things to do in 2022. And number 1, we talk about have a conversation with yourself on a daily basis or on a consistent basis, whatever works for you. Just make sure you have the time to talk to yourself and reevaluate your personal goals. Have the hard conversation. Make sure you decide to have the hard conversations, the tough conversations with yourself, with your friends, with people around you. Not in order to destroy any relationship or to break things up, but in order to make them better, to transcend them to the next level. Number 3, I shared make time to be still. It's important for you to be still. And I talked about the fact that Einstein had his own creativity time where he goes in a dark room and just look within in himself, right? And that's where he gets all his creative ideas. So have time to look within yourself. Yes, yes, amazing. And number 4, we said about it's time to choose again. It is time to choose again, right? It is time to choose again in whatever aspect of your life. If you feel like the decisions you've made before, they don't serve you anymore, you can choose again. You're not stuck to them. Give yourself the grace to choose again. Give yourself the flexibility to choose again and live your life again, right? And number 5, we talk about asking yourself the question, asking yourself, what have I achieved in terms of growth and contribution right now in my life? So you can ask yourself throughout 2022, have check-ins with yourself. It could be daily check-ins, weekly check-ins, monthly check-ins, quarterly check-ins. And you ask yourself, what have I really achieved in terms of growth and in terms of contribution, in terms of personal growth and in terms of contributing to my community, to the people that I love, to the people in my family. What have I achieved right now? And taking stock and checking in with yourself. Yes, ladies, was this really useful? And if this was useful, let me know. Let me know what you took from this. And if at any point you felt like this resonated with you, just type yes in a comment at any point in time. If you feel like anything I've shared today resonates with you. And if you're anybody like me and you don't want to do life by yourself, you don't want to start from scratch, you would want someone who's been through the cracks, who's been through the process to help you and guide you, let's have a conversation. DM me and let's take it from there. Let's craft your message. How do you put your business in front of the right people? Right? How do you position yourself? How do you use your message to attract the right people? Let's work on your messaging, right? And work on your business processes to make sure they're solid and they can still function even when you're on holidays. How does that sound? That sounds good? If that sounds good to you, DM me and let's have a conversation. Right? Well, guys, that's all I had to share with you guys today, right? How to set yourself up for 2022. And I started by saying that this year, 2022, I'm already saying this year, because I am already in the energy of 2022. My goal is to empower 500 female entrepreneurs build their business and scale it to 5 figures. Scale it to at least 10K every single month. That is my goal this year. And help me, God. Help me, guys, right? And this will all depend on their willingness to do the work. Nobody can do the work for you. I can support you, but I cannot do your work. You have to be willing and ready to do your own work. And if you're ready, DM me and let's talk about it. Yes? Amazing. Thank you guys for joining me again on yet another series of Rising Above the Average. And are we not rising above the average? We are. We've been doing this for almost a year now. Almost a year. Or maybe more. I should check. Maybe more than a year. But almost a year. And how has this series helped you? If this series has helped you in any way, let me know. Would you? Yes? Amazing. So make sure you practice and you do everything we share here, because the best way to make sure you make the most out of our time is actually practice everything I share with you and get the results for yourself. And when you do, share it with me. When you do get your own results, share it with me and share it with other people. Thank you guys. I love you. Take care. And I'm really looking forward to next week. And next week, because next week Saturday is actually Christmas, we're gonna have our live a little bit earlier. I'll probably do it, I'm thinking of doing it on Friday. I'll see, I'll let you guys know, but just watch out for our next live. Love you, everybody. Take care. Bye.